Okay, dokie. Alright. What time are we going live? Are we going live here now?
You're here in a sec. You want to talk to him real quick?
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, in the mic.
Hey, Jordan. Can you hear me, Jordan?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. He's loud and clear. Okay, hold on real quick. Pause real quick. Okay, so when the intro goes off, for the listeners, I guess whenever I go live, I'll just do my introduction and then just bring him on and just let him talk. Okay,
I'll have him muted, and then so you just do your thing, and
I'll just throw the thumbs up whenever.
You just say, yeah. Well, I mean, I'll just be listening to you, so you just say, hey, we got a caller. As soon as you introduce him, I'll unmute him.
Okay, cool. All right. Oh, was you able to get my new? Oh, you didn't get the new picture?
Which one?
In your email.
Oh, is that the one? Is that what you sent to me?
Yeah.
Okay, give me one sec.
If you're still there, Jordan, just hold on, all right? Is he muted right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He can just hear the music.
Oh, what happened?
I said right now he's just hearing the music.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I got it to where he can just hear the music right now.
Okay, yeah, that works.
however many minutes we start late, we'll make up on the back end.
Okay.
So I'm keeping track of it.
Okay.
I didn't get anything from you, man.
Oh, I didn't get sent? Let's see. Let me see. If it doesn't show up, it's not a big deal. We'll just work on it next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get started now then.
Yeah, we can go through that.
Alright.
We'll start at 110, I guess, if that's... About to start. Plugs, we're going on fish bowls. Cool.
Alright, 30 seconds till air.
Alright, cool. And then I guess whenever I give you the thumbs up, or whenever I say something like, alright, I'm gonna go ahead and bring. Well,
I'll hear your audio cue. Yeah, you really gotta give me thumbs up. I'll know when to press it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got you. Alright, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Coming in. 3, 2.
Hey, what's going on, Plug Nation? This is Jordan Lee Walker here for PlugTalk. And this week, last week's talk was more about just getting to know me, my show, pretty much everything that I stand for, what I believe in, and just a little bit of my background. But today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different and things, a little bit more of the topics that we're going to continue to talk about in the future. Now, really it's about the future of the world, things that I believe that I personally can see, things that I, like for example, when COVID happened with the whole coronavirus, I personally felt like I seen something like that. Like I knew something like that was going to happen. But because of like the way that the world is changing, I want to give like my personal predictions and things that I think that the world may be like, and things that you may not know about, but things maybe you should kind of start paying attention to, right? So what I did today, I'm going to go ahead and have a friend of mine come on that went ahead and called in. I'm going to go ahead and introduce you guys to his name. His name is Jordan Haddad. Let me go ahead and, Jordan, are you there?
Yes, I am.
What's going on, man? You doing all right?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Oh, man, just, in here, getting ready to drop some of these nuggets on these people. And I know that you and I both, we have these talks all the time. We'll stay on the phone forever. But for today, we're going to go ahead and try to squeeze it in inside of an hour, okay? Jordan, so go ahead and first introduce yourself and tell us who you are and, what do you do?
Thank you guys for bringing me onto the show. My name is Jordan Dad, like Jordan had mentioned. Originally from Chicago. Shout out to all the Chicago people listening and tapping in with Fishbowl Radio. Another big thing is that I am the founder and owner of Dreams to Reality Network. The company did originally start in the beginning of COVID, when the world was going through all of its rough times, a lot of people not believing in their dreams. And while not a lot of people were believing in their dreams, I was in the process of bringing my dream to a reality. There was a few different things that had came along my way, but dreams to reality was something that stood out with me because I've always said it. Mainly what the company is. We're a network company where we help people bring dreams to a reality by business goals, personal development, and not only that, we have the trendiest clothing line that's hitting the streets right now. I'm taking over the Chicagoland area. I would definitely highly recommend that, but I got blessed to meet Jordan and Chasten, and my life has completely turned and changed from there.
Okay, yeah, look, I like that introduction, bro. I like the fact that you're all about helping people and giving back to people that's less fortunate, but I also know, you got that fire, and a lot of people need some of that energy because, it does take a lot of mental wear and tear, living, the normal 9-to-5 life, and obviously some people prefer that over going to start their dreams to reality. So it's good that you're out here trying to encourage people and motivate them to get up and do something about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, continue.
No, I mean, overall, I started the company and just wanted to, help create a lot more visionaries and people that not are sheep, however, are scared to go out and bring their dreams to reality due to friends, family, loved ones doubting them or not believing in their journey. And me personally, coming from that previous background of people doubting and people thinking a certain way about me and perceiving me as only in the past way and not seeing the development and growth. And obviously, the life situations that got thrown in my face. At the end of the day, I realized that I'm doing what I'm doing to better myself and my future legacy. Building a generational wealth and a legacy and empire for my future kids and my future family. The biggest thing of mine right now that, within the next 5 to 10 years, I'm going to be opening up a salon for my sister. So that's another big goal that I'm obviously striving to hit. But yeah, like Jordan said, just changing lives and trying to help everybody bring out that inner lion into them. And I will be, sharing the link later. However, in my logo for my main design is a lion. And the biggest message with just the lion aspect is that, when you look at the lion, the lioness, they're the king and queen of the jungle. They always get what they want. You got to have that mindset to know what your dream, your passion that you're going for, you got to just strive for it. And, your yesterday's failures are your today's strengths.
Yeah, no, bro, your whole brand is just very well put together, and I'm looking forward to working with you, you and continuing to grow. So let's go ahead and jump on into the topic. So, what I believe this is happening now, but the way that I see, with the world trying to separate people, keep them apart, with everyone wearing masks, everyone's being separated. And I feel like at the same time, people are shopping online, so they're not out like that anymore. It's just the world is not like it was. And I feel like communities is what keep people together, right? So, you're building your community, I'm building my community, Fishbowl Radio here is, building their community. And, I see that that's just like how people are going to survive is going to packs, because let's say, for example, like that's what people do right now, especially if they're like religious and they go to church or something. they go there because they are around other people that they feel like can take care of them, or that's why people join gangs, and that's why people become sports fans, because they want to not only feel accepted, but because, like it's a crazy world out there, and like I feel like community right now is a big thing, and this is why influencers are becoming a big thing, and that's why brands are growing. So when it comes to like communities and things like that, like what are you looking to do in your community personally?
So personally, being partnered up with Plughub Network, and having obviously the amazing blessings of being partners with you and being able to have certain, conversations that we had, it shows me newer routes that I have to take my company and how I'm, perceiving it to be. But with the community that I'm trying to build is that I want to be able to have the unstoppable mind, like, just come out with everybody. Like, people that are scared to go out and live their dream. Like, that's something that I want to change and help bring out of people, because every single one of us has a gift that each and every one of us has the time and effort to put into, developing that dream, developing that gift. We weren't put on this earth for just the hell of it. We were put on this earth for a reason. And if you believe in, the whole how we got onto earth or whatever the case may be, but we were all, you got to be able to, explore that. So I want to be able to get that out of everybody and, bring a lot more creative minds to the world that we're living in.
So I got a question. So what do you look for in a community, like an organization that you want to be a part of or something like that? Like, what do you look for when you're trying to fit in with a group of people that are either trying to change the world, people that are just trying to make a big difference in, kids' life? What is the things you're looking for? Of course, like examples like, the brotherhood or the willing of everyone on the same vibe. Like, what do you have to say about it?
So honestly, I think the biggest thing for me would be, obviously, yes, the connection and the growth and the brotherhood, like you mentioned, but just knowing that each and every one of the people that are, either in my life or in the community are holding each other accountable. Everybody that I personally develop and, surround myself in my life with is people that are talking future goals or future mindset, or, not dwelling on past situations, because the past does kill. Like, there's been a lot of people that I personally know that's went through a lot of, depression and anxiety due to dwelling on past situations that's just not able to have, and don't want in my corner. But, being able to have those people that are same mindset as me and on, the same, like, level of wanting to do better for themselves and not striving for the life that they just currently have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I feel like, the way that the world is, like, I would say back in the day, like, we've always had communities and we've always had, like, tribes of people, like, pop up here and there. But, like, I feel like now it's a little bit different, because now that we're, like, in the internet world and we're able to connect with people from all over, like, it just allows us to be able to be more resourceful, and it allows us to be able to, like, accomplish our missions and help people. So with you having your mission, with me and my mission statement, like, I believe that, like, that's why influencers are so big, because really they're just people that can motivate you or inspire you, pretty much, like, give you that energy. But, like, their target market is usually people, crowds, and that's why brands understand this, and, like, that's why they're growing. Because think about Nike, like, they understand their community of people is athletes and things like that. So in the future, I feel like with all these and I'm gonna bring this up later on, but, like, things like TikTok and Instagram Reels and things like that, like that's how I think you will be able to make a living in the future, is whenever, like, for the first time, I say the small businesses have a chance to, like, be able to put their name out there versus these bigger businesses. Like, if you have a viral video or just a couple videos that go viral, and let's say you're on YouTube or Instagram, you become a star, just overnight, or just not even overnight, but, like, you will be able to, like, network with high-end people. And that's how the customer's behavior is changing. It's like they want to see the small businesses make it. They want to support the smaller people. So like if a world was to happen where we had to move somewhere because the country failed or something, you would have to like depend on trading with other people. And whenever I named this, the title of this, like the future of the world, this is like what I'm referring to, is just like, hey, this is my skill. This is, what I have to offer everyone. This is what I want to do to get paid for. So, with everyone being a part of a community, not only are you safer, but you having your skill, you'll be able to take care of yourself. And that's kind of, my point. So another thing too, with the brands, the communities that's within the brands, what is your favorite company? Like, what is your favorite like brand and the people that support that brand?
So my overall favorite brand would be, Jordan, the whole Jordan line, with the shoes, the clothing, and everything in that regard. And it's not just obviously because of my name, but the biggest thing is that when I personally, coming from Chicago and seeing people from Chicago, when you have an organization of people that have nice shoes or nice pair of, retros on or whatever the case may be, you're going to go out of your way and be like, hey, bro, that's a nice pair of shoes you got on. Or, hey, you got a really nice, that beautiful pair of shoes that complements your look. Whatever the case may be, with that organization, it's like you have everybody, trading shoes or buying shoes from other people or learning skill set from other people or, making that the organization and company not only, obviously bringing more money in for him himself, but being able to, like, build with each other and grow that connection. I've met a lot of people and friends from the shoe industry itself that helped, even just assist me with becoming a better sales guy and learning how to develop my way of thinking and everything in that regard.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that Jordan community, bitch. With my name being Jordan too, like I got thrown into it, but like I've never been a big person like on shoes, but that's the whole point. Like everything is so niche down. Like you can be somebody that like loves shoes, and like you have the sneakerhead community, and like the people that survive that are the sneakerhead influencers, right? So let's say if you was into pink butterflies, like everyone that you will attract would be that way. So like that's something I want to like basically be able to teach people. It's like learn to be a magnet and be yourself, and then like your own community will be built around you because these people come around and be like, hey, I want to be like you, I want to be like this person, right? So like so section 2. So like I want to turn the page and move on from community, and like because once you have a community, then the next thing that you need to have to like create an economy or just like a community that where people can survive is the brands and the what's going on? Someone calling it? Is it him? Okay, is it the same one?
No, it's a different person.
Oh, no, this is different. Yeah. So sorry about that. Okay, so Jordan, can you hear me? Jordan.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that. We probably have somebody else calling on. So if anyone else is calling on, sorry right now. I'll make sure, just message me and we'll get you on the next one, guys. So businesses and just education in general, with like the internet being like born in 1995 and us coming up in this era, how do you think that schools are going to be different like 20 years from now versus how they were 20 years ago?
From when I have a younger sister, and seeing how when I was growing up and, going to school and all of that stuff versus when she was growing up and going to school herself, like just the development of like homework or like how schooling was done, or even just how like the teachers and staff were, it was just a everlasting, change. And however, we're just 4 years apart, so it's not a huge difference that like we have on each other. And seeing the changes that went from that to 4 years later, huge change. But 20 years from now, what I personally think would be everybody's going to become, it's going to be electronical and technological world where kids are going to be able to access class virtually from their home, via phones or whatever new, creations that they're coming up with. But I feel like it's going to be more of that robotic system where people are going to be able to get trained, developed, learn, taught, everything in that regard from a virtual computer screen, directly at home.
Yeah.
And not just like one that we have now, like they can actually virtually sit in the classroom while they're in their, bedroom type of thing and sitting in the class learning the project.
So, it's funny because like my last topic is about like the virtual reality. So like, I think something like that could happen, like where, let's say if a kid can't focus at home because he feels like he's at home, but like he needs that stimulation in his brain to, be around people and stuff. I can see like there being like, hey, put your goggles on, let's get back in the classroom, but the fact is like, I do see that happening because right now the kids, they're in school, I got my little ones and like, they don't even do textbooks. Remember walking around, going to class, you had your locker and you had your textbook. Like the books were probably at least like 500 pages each, like history, the English book. Remember those, bro?
Oh yeah, definitely. Though my shoulders and my arms started to kill me walking around with 10 books in my bag throughout the day.
Yeah, that was a workout. So yeah, the kids nowadays, they do everything off of computers or laptops. So, I feel like that's cool, but I feel like, we got to kind of monitor a little bit. But like, these brands and these people, they know how to target kids, like on YouTube shorts. Matter of fact, so here's something I wanted to add on while we're talking. So like, that little kid Ryan on YouTube? Ryan's tours review.
If I've seen his face, yes, essentially, but the name doesn't sound familiar.
So basically, he's a kid that's like 8 or 9 years old, and he makes like over $50 million just going on YouTube and just opening up a box of a toy and doing a review for it, and then playing with it. Like that is what I mean by like I see the world changing like that too, because back in the first part, so what happens is. You do something you love, you do something that you're talented at, right? Then people are going to try to find a way to monetize it, especially with the internet. So what brands did was like, hey, I'll pay you if you go ahead and do a review on my toy. And then, they're like, okay, cool. They take the money. He gets his camera out. He reviews it. He plays with it. And then guess what? Like now that's like affiliate marketing. So like I feel like affiliate marketing is gonna even like get even bigger because as people start to realize that, the job is one option, it's not the only option anymore. You have like other ways to like make a living by like selling your talents and your gifts. And his gift was just pretty much just being a little kid, like a little 8-year-old. Now of course he had his parents help him, but like that is how I see, like the education, because he teaches the kids too, like the parents do. They, try to teach them the colors, and it's like a fun way of doing it, but they're making money off of teaching other kids how to, what toys to play with, but also just like their colors and things. I don't know, did you have any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, actually, to add to that, so, the bar that I work at, we, obviously every week, the gentleman comes in and cleans the beer pipes and everything in the line. And I was asking him and, seeing how he obtained getting his licensing and everything in that regard. And, like you stated, like, the educational system is going to where he was able to learn everything online, take practice tests online, look up videos on YouTube, know how to, do everything that he needed to do. So when he went, he didn't have to put himself through the whole 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, whatever the case is of schooling to obtain that, the certification. He was able to learn it online, show his skill set, and know what he was doing from, the videos and from other people, like you stated, that are doing reviews and, different videos about, like, knowledge of the parts they're trying to develop.
Yeah, so it just goes to show that, the world is always changing. Like it's so much different, and like I just graduated almost like 8 years ago, but it's just like how much like how different it is now, and like even and now going into businesses and stuff like that too, like with a lot of automation and a lot of like AI. We just kind of covered the virtual side of the school, but like I personally feel like the way businesses are now, like since they're not so much brick and mortar anymore, they're turning to like the robotics part of everything, and like that's something that I wanted to bring up in here because since it is in the future, like that robotic animation or automation is going to become a bigger thing. Think about the jobs that are disappearing. I was at Walmart in Waxahachie maybe like a year ago, like during COVID, just hanging out with my friend, and we had to go to the store to go get something. It was pretty late, but bro, we saw like a freaking like what is that thing called? That Wall-E thing? we saw like a robot on wheels going up and down the aisles, scanning the barcodes, stocking the shelf. Now I don't know if it actually was pulling the stuff off the shelf, but it was scanning everything, and it had like a camera in its face and everything. Like it wasn't built like a human, but it was built like a I don't know, like a fat vacuum cleaner box or something. I don't know. But like, have you seen anything like that? Like any like automation or any robotic stuff happening in Chicago? Because here in Dallas, we have a lot of things that I've been seeing lately, but they're not everywhere. But I be kind of like catching stuff.
Oh yeah, both actually in Chicago and when I lived in Colorado, I've seen, both things like that. Obviously with Whole Foods, and them having the amazing owner that they have and the CEO that they actually have everything all virtually now. That way, when you go into the store, they barely have employees. I think they have like 5 to 10 employees in the entire place. But they have things that are like, you set up your credit card online, and it automatically, when you go in, you put things in your cart, the camera catches it, and you're just automatically, like, you pay for the things that you're grabbing.
Wow.
Even in Colorado, when I lived out there, the grocery store that I would go to, they had a mobile scanner sort of like, that you can literally just like ask questions to. You could be able to pay directly on there, see where certain products are, see if they have the inventory in stock, and without even having to talk to anybody.
Dang, like that's like the next step that they trying to do is the chip thing. I don't even know if you heard, but out in Switzerland or something like that, they have like chips already in their. So of course, some people say their wrist, but like they actually put it in between that skin part of your pointer finger and your thumb. And what you do is like instead of having a credit card or ID, everything is off of this chip. So you stick your hand inside of this thing, this magnet, and then like it'll pull all your information up. So people don't have to ask to verify your face anymore. It's so like I know people are like, oh no, like I'm not gonna do that, and I know some people say, well, I am because that's what the future is. So like, what side are you on? Because for me. See, I want to say I want to be as natural as possible, but it's like at the same time, like as a species, like think about like if I was still living like I was living like George Washington, I would get so left behind, like I would, no, forget the cell phone, it has radiation. I can't be like that. And like people get surgery all the time. Like, when I got surgery, I had cartilage, metal, or it was like cartilage screws put in my shoulder. But like some people are really out here getting like full robotic hands now because like they figured out how to like get it to move using your mind. But like, what are your thoughts on that though?
I'm like 50-50 to be honest, and the reason why I say that is because I'm like you. I don't like ever since I became an adult. I don't like have things either injected into me. I do believe in conspiracy theories myself, which is probably a whole other topic for a whole different conversation. But anyways, like.
You could talk about it, bro. I mean, like look, this is what PlugTalk is. You can just talk what's on your mind.
Like certain things, I don't believe that that the government has our best interest in.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, when COVID first happened, that was one of the bigger red flags for me. But, you know, them being able to, you know, we're literally living the Simpsons life. Like, that nobody even realizes that, but the Simpsons and the person that created the Simpsons has projected the future for us. Like, everything, from Donald Trump to COVID to people taking over the world. Like, everything is it's literally written out in scripts for people to know how the world's going to become. And you have people like Bill Gates, and then you have people like, Elon Musk, and everybody like this that are trying to change the world for the better. And yes, they are also doing, you know, some shady stuff that may not be seen. However, the things that they are doing is trying to better the world. But I personally probably would not do it, and that's because I wouldn't trust it.
Yeah.
But that also comes from the aspect of me not fully trusting, you know, the government aspect of certain things. But at the same time, like you said, if I was one of the last human people when that was to come around, yes, then I probably would get it. That way I can stay up to date and, you know, or not up to date, but like stay driven and stay hungry as the person I currently am, as being not in a robotic system of living. I would be able to, you know, transform and develop my mindset into a way of the futuristic aspect.
You know, I actually feel like it's probably going to be harder to live in America because of stuff like this. Because if you live like on a farm and you live by yourself, you don't really need the technology. Like, yeah, the technology you would use would be the technology that our, you know, forefathers had, like, you know, a shovel, you know, learning how to, you know, plant using those tools, and like maybe whatever else to kind of help you build your house. But like, you know, you kind of start getting really deep whenever you start trying to become one with the machine, right? Because they already have the technology to, you know, transfer your thoughts into another physical thing. Now, don't ask me how. I know. I mean, you know, of course you can look this stuff up, but at the same time, it's like the people that don't believe in conspiracies is funny, because it's like, okay, well, if you don't believe what I say, how do you even know if it's not real? Like, how do you know? Like, you know, like when people think that there's only 9 planets, like, come on, wow. Like, there's a whole galaxy that you stare at every night. Like, those balls of fire you see are not stars. Those are probably like galaxies full of stars, you know? And I just feel like that the way our world is, like, I feel like, I don't know, man, it's almost like it's happened before. Like, our technology would get so good, we either would leave the planet, or we probably like went underwater, or we ended up just outright killing ourselves, you know? Because like either way can happen, because, you know, man is just programmed to just evolve, right? So at one point we had like sticks and stones, and we were building stuff with that. Now we found a way to get a stick and a stone and some dirt, put it together, create plastic, and, you know, now it's talking to us like Alexis, you know, and it's just kind of crazy, like how different of a world we live in. But like, it's gonna get even crazier, because the next thing I want to talk about is what Facebook did. Facebook just changed its name to the Meta. Now, I know you don't know this, so I'm about to blow your mind real quick. So Facebook is, you know, obviously one of the biggest social networks in the world. Basically, social media is just, it's a media outlet, but you could be social. So the difference between now and 50 years ago is media was, that's how you got your message. It was one-sided. Now it's two-sided. It's where, you know, the first phase of the internet was information. The second phase was communication. And now this third wave, you know, here in the next couple of years is going to be more about, you know, building the online world, right? So Facebook is actually turning its whole brand. It's going into the digital crypto world, right? Now, I'm not just saying it's going straight into crypto, but it will have its own currency probably. So instead of you getting on Facebook and you just get on your phone and you talk to your friend, and you just have, like, the only way you see them is going through a profile, it's going to be different. It's going to be like Ready Player One. So remember when we talked about Earth 2? I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, one of our conversations. Yeah.
So now, whenever I brought that up, it was like a small team working on that. But now Facebook entered the race because think about it. Like everything on the internet, it's bigger than it is here. It has way more potential than we do here because here in the real world versus let's say person A that lives here on Earth, and that's it. Let's say person two lives on Earth two or Facebook's virtual reality. And I'm saying that you take the goggles off and you still live in. It's almost like we're gonna have two lives, because like the way Ready Player One was, it was a world where the government or something have messed up and people grouped into tribes to survive physically, but at the same time the way that they made money was in the world that was digital. So like and it's a lot, like I don't know, bro, like there's a lot of shows and a lot of movies showing this stuff, and I know like Hollywood is pretty good at programming us for the future, kind of like what you were saying about the Simpsons, so that we don't just get blindsided. We're like, oh, dang, we saw this in a movie, or we saw this from a couple years, because that's how they want you to be, right? But like, imagine, all right, I gotta go to work today, and let's say you look out your window and like, you know, the economy is just like, like everybody find a way to work online, right? Because everything, like they're teaching kids how to like do coding and stuff, and they're teaching the kids like how to pretty much, you know, like create content. And it's just weird because if they're teaching kids that now, that means that's kind of like how you have to make a living, right? So in the game, like so the way crypto is, that they're trying to add crypto into video games, is that the money that you make in the game is the money you have in your actual account. So there's no separation where let me play Crash Bandicoot or Madden and get points, and then okay, that's these points, but these are my real points, my real dollars in real life. You know, it's, oh, I just beat this person in this game, I got 50 points. That's probably like $50 or something, you know, in the game, but like you transfer it in real life. So you kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's man, yeah, that's wild. Like,
Yeah, I know it is.
when we were younger, bro, we would be damn near millionaires or billionaires by now.
I know. That's why it's so weird, because like my daughter, she knows how to like transition her camera upside down on TikTok, and these kids, like yesterday, my 6-year-old son got a cell phone from his grandma. Now it's not an iPhone, but it's still a phone that works. And it's just like, dang, y'all kids are so privileged. Like when I think about 6 years old, I'm just like, bro, that is a long time ago. So, you know, but like these kids, our kids are going to be the one that's going to basically grow up in the digital world. So like, okay, so like this new thing called NFTs, right? I personally don't know too much about it, so I'm not going to talk much on it, but I started doing some research. Do you know about the NFT stuff?
I do, but not that much. I personally as well been doing a lot of research.
So my understanding is like everything on the internet isn't owned by you. Like even though like the only thing you personally probably own is your domain, which is like, you know, for me, Plughub.com or PlughubNetwork.com. But even still, like my host still controls that. So when NFT is like a non-refundable token, I guess what it is in the crypto world is, you know how like you can get someone's logo off the internet and copy and paste it, or get a video and copy and paste it, and there's multiple browsers and things like that. Well, what this is, there's only one that can exist, or a certain amount. So let's say if I wanted to create, you know, like that picture of Mona Lisa, whatever, that famous picture.
Yeah.
So there's only one in real life, like an actual real picture. So it costs a lot. So, you know, it's more of a scarcity thing. But if you was able to copy and paste that picture, you know, it wouldn't have any value. So the person that owns that picture, to my understanding, gets paid for every single time someone either uses it, or for them to use it, they have to pay. It's either one or the other. But let's say for you wanted to like make, you know, a art, let's say you're an artist, and like, let's say the picture looks really nice. And let's say, okay, I only want to make 5 of these that can ever go out into the world. you can make it, and like the way that people be like, hey, like I need to use this picture, da 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 da, or I want it. You can say, hey, it's either this, dollars. You can say it's Ethereum. So like I said, I'm not too huge into the crypto world yet. I want to understand it to, just so that, because it's a change that's about to happen, and we have to kind of be prepared for it. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely. I feel like it's already getting to the point where, I mean, like, at least over here in, certain stores now are able to start taking payment in Bitcoin and, like different currency aspects where, even like, for instance, like shoe plugs or like clothing stores or certain things, they're all starting to switch over to where you're able to transition to, like you said, pay in Bitcoin or pay in one of these currencies that, yeah, I mean, the world is an everlasting, evolving thing.
Yeah. So, and I feel like this thing with Facebook, what they're doing, it's really gonna be the next big thing. So like, okay, so you know how when the radio first came out, it was like, oh snap, I can hear you from my house. Like I don't have to like go out and listen to somebody like talk on a stage anymore. I can hear it from my home. And then the next thing was the TV. So now it was visual, now it's physical, right? And then it's kind of like this, and then like it evolved to like where you can talk to people on the phone. Like now you can actually talk to the people on the phone and stuff. Like that probably came out before all of that, actually. I think it was like the phone, and I think it was the radio, and I think it was, I don't know, but like over time after that, after like the TV and stuff, it became the internet, right? So then, like, I just think, because I'm 26, and I think you're like, what, 23? So I feel like it's like, it's
24.
24? Okay, yeah. So it was like, there's no coincidence that you came in this world whenever like one of the greatest technologies was ever created. Because now for the first time, I'm able, like, think about it, how much we talk. We're talking right now, and I'm not even in your face. Like, to somebody like back in the day, like Julius Caesar and all the people like, Abraham Lincoln, I felt like this would be crazy. So like we have to like use this technology to help spread our message. But at the same time, like if the world is changing, then maybe I feel like the people need to change their strategies and how they're promoting their business, right? Because businesses thrive wherever it's the most attention. So if everyone's on Instagram and everyone's on Facebook, then everybody's going to try to like evolve their brands to like make it look like it's compatible for Instagram or Facebook or just content in general. But whenever like everyone, let's say that Meta is a thing that does happen in the next 5 or 10 years. And, Meta means metaverse for short. Like go look it up. I actually made a YouTube video and I posted it maybe about like 2 days ago. But like, if we really did live in a world like Ready Player One, first of all, it would be kind of crazy because everybody that played video games as a child growing up, this is like, oh shit, like I can actually do this full time. So like people really can like make money playing video games. Like it's actually a real thing. And and then you'll make your money whenever your community is supporting you and stuff. Because, kids, bro, my kids especially, they like to watch other kids play games. They like to watch other kids open up their toys and stuff. So it's like, it's kind of weird, but I guess it's like reality TV,
Yeah, my little cousins do that too.
Yeah.
It's super strange.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be sitting there with them, and like there'll be some stuff that'd be funny. But, they do it all day long. So it's like you're either a consumer or a producer. But, like, the marketplace. So check this out. So here's a prediction. And we got about, let's see, how much time we got? About 10 more minutes? Okay, so check this out. So the marketplace. So I believe that you put your goggles on, right? And then you go into this world. It's like Roblox or what is that game called? Fortnite. So what I heard was, whenever you get on Fortnite, the map starts all over, or Call of Duty, the map starts all over, and then, like everyone starts from a certain point, and then you play the game. Or Roblox, you like spawn at your house or whatever. I heard that this digital world is ongoing, which means nobody can control it, not even the government. Uh, it is going, which means you can own the digital real estate. So let's say if there was a hub where all the players in the world like log onto or they like spawn to, imagine all the properties that's close to that portal. Like think of it as a video game. So let's say you like come into the game. Let's say, like I don't, because in the movie I think they came out of this light. Did you ever watch Ready Player One?
Sounds familiar.
The one where like they play the game. Man, this whole time I thought you knew. Okay, so like the movie where like they put the goggles on, they play games and they have their own avatars. So like,
oh no, I haven't seen that. I just heard it, but
oh, bro, you need to go watch it. So like, in the movie, when you log into the game, this is how you make your living. So like, if you need to go buy something, like you can go buy it physically, but like cash isn't a real thing anymore. Like, so everything's online, everything's digital. Just imagine your credit card, but never actually touching the cash. So like, whenever they go spend the money, like you can go to like a virtual store. Let's say you go to a virtual Gucci store, a virtual grocery store somewhere else, and you want to order something, then you can like in the world pick it up and like how you said earlier where you just touch it and then like it scans and like you pay for it just like they're on the spot, right?
yeah.
Same thing in the world. So imagine you go and say, oh, I want to shop, I want this bike. And guess what? I feel like Amazon could be hooked up to that. So Amazon can probably like send it to your house whenever you're paying for it. Because really it's still the internet. It's just the internet grew up and it allowed us to like be interactive inside of it, if that makes sense. Because I mean, think about it. You know how like, yeah, because you know how businesses are like changing and going to the internet anyways, but you don't own anything on the internet until now, which is the NFT stuff, which like I said, I'm still understanding. So it's a lot of different things, but the whole reason why I'm bringing this up is just because these are like little seeds of things that I want to continue to talk about for the rest of for the rest of our talk show. Just as long as we are up and running and and we just have things to talk about and things are happening around the world, these are things that I just want to continue to talk about and shine light for people. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and get into our outro because we're wrapping it up here. We've got about 4 more minutes. So Jordan, where will everybody be able to find you online if they want to go ahead and get a hold of you?
Okay, so you can find us online, but that we will directly on our website is dreams2realitynetwork.org. It's not your average, letter 2. It's going to be the number 2. But that way it can go ahead and connect you to our Facebook group, Facebook page, Instagram page, see what's going to happen, see what's coming next. And a lot more amazing content that's going to be added to our website as well.
Cool. So, I can't wait for you to eventually come down here so you can, be here with us and talking with us. But until then, that's a milestone. But as for everyone else that's listening for the Plughub network, for the Fishbowl tribe, I just want to let everybody know, if you're looking to get a hold of me, if you're looking to ask me any questions, or you just kind of want to talk about more conspiracies and things like that, my DMs are wide open. I definitely want you guys to be able to check us out online. So if you do have Facebook, Instagram, it's just plughubnetwork.com. If you can't find it, if you decide that you also want to follow my personal page, it is Jordan Lee Walker. That is it. Jordan Lee Walker on Facebook, Jordan Lee Walker on Instagram. From there, on our website, I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. You'll be able to see everybody that we're worked with, everyone that is our partners and that we collab with. You will see Dreams to Reality on our website as well, too. But if you are wanting to dig a little bit deeper and to get to know about, more about what I have going on, we do make YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel where I have videos where I kind of get a little bit more in depth. I usually have videos to kind of show you what I'm looking at. So if it's something I think that I want to share, I'll usually post it on my channel. So you can continue to go there, guys. In the meantime, if you are looking for resources to help you start your business, to help you grow your brand, and to help you build your tribe and your audience, I do have the Resource Hub. So the Resource Hub is just blogs and articles that I took my time out to go ahead and create for you guys to help you guys get more brand awareness out there. And like I said, the reason why I brought this up, guys, is because the future of the world is because as a tribe, as a group, we need to learn how to evolve, and we need to learn like what's coming so that we can be prepared. So, I'm not going to continue to tell you guys to go buy up, commercial real estate if it's probably not going to get used. But like I said, these are just my personal predictions. Like some things will exist, like of course hospitals. But if you have like a little tax company, it's up to you how you go ahead and do that. So if you guys want to continue to evolve and you want to continue to grow your brand, go ahead and go to plughubnetwork.com. If you want to get a hold of Jordan, make sure you go to www.dreams2realitynetwork.org. Until then, guys, thank you guys for getting plugged in. Next week, I'm going to have some more juicy information for y'all and another guest to hop on. So until then, guys, thank you guys. Stay blessed.